Welcome back, folks, to the Savage Podcast, episode 6, with my host and good friends, Harry, Sandman PR Vlogs on YouTube,
Good
David,
job.
David Blucher's videos and collectibles on YouTube. Make sure to check them out. And myself, Kevin, the Tattooed Toy Hunter. And today is, as I said in the beginning, episode 6. So how is y'all's week gone? We haven't seen each other in about a week and a half now.
Yeah.
How's it been going for you two guys?
I'll go first. It's been a hellacious week, much like it normally is. But here we are. We made it to Friday. We all have 3-day weekends, so we can't be too complain too much when you have 3 days off. You know, it's always a nice thing. It is fall. Halloween is in the air. Christmas stuff is appearing in stores. I've had no luck in my area as far as figs go. No new WWE. None of the Star Wars figures in my area at either of my Walmart. It's been very disappointing. Other than those 5-inch that nobody wants, the new line that's geared towards kids. No, the latest wave of Endgame characters because I was really wanting Heimdall. That's not on shelves yet, so it's been really dry picnic. So no new additions to report. Dave, on to you.
Well, same thing. You know, my week's been kind of busy as well. You know, and so I have to try to set a strict schedule for myself and things I want to do. So I hadn't really got a chance to get anything lately. The last time I picked anything up was probably about a week ago or so, probably a little longer, since October is the inspection month for me for my 2 vehicles, for my Cadillac and my Impala. So I got to put some money into those to get them situated and passed, and then I'll be able to pick up some items. But, you know, the only ones that I picked up lately were a few of those Jumanji toys. So here's one of them. It's the what they call it, the elusive Jaguar. So I will be doing reviews for these because I do want to compare them when it comes to Mattel dinosaurs, their Roar Wars line, because, you know, they got similar styles and everything. So I think that would be a fun comparison. I also was able to get the Massive Hippo. So, and then the last thing I was able to get is probably my favorite of the line is the Charging Rhino. So really happy about that. So I'll just need to pick up the rest when I can. The baby elephant and the tiger, the bear, and I want to get that multi-pack that they have that comes with like the wild boar and the eagle and stuff. I don't have to get the lion single pack because it is repacked in that multi pack, so that would save a little money right there. So, and other than that, that's pretty much about it. How about you, Kevin?
For me, not a whole lot. I picked up another Toonie Terror, and which is Freddy Krueger. I'm just needing the 1990 Pennywise to finish the first wave. I picked up the rest of the Mystery Gang for Scooby-Doo wave, so I got all those.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did I get? I feel like there's something else.
You went to what was that toy store you did this week? Heroes and
yeah, I went back to Heroes and Fantasies, and I picked up, I think, a carded vintage Spider-Man figure and an Ewok trilogy figure.
That was a nice card. Was it Wicked?
It's Wicked, yeah. I like that one a lot.
That was a nice card on that too. So
yeah, it was.
Gonna leave. Yeah. I know you want to open them, but if you were, it looks phenomenal for a collection.
Yeah, I won't open them till I get my village, and then he's getting open. But I did have a strikeout today. I got out of work this morning at 8 Central Time, 8 a.m., and I went to Target mainly for one of our topics. I was going to look for him. One of the topics we're going to be talking about here first. And I also went to pick up Ronda Rousey, the Ultimate Ronda Rousey, because she was on sale for $23. Right. I screwed up.
That was $7 down from the price, right?
Yeah. But this morning they took off that, so it was $30. So I didn't get her.
It was already changed on the peg?
Yeah, they already took the sales. Yeah, so I didn't
Target
get
be
anything.
on it, man. When there's price changes at Target, you got to give them credit. Unlike Walmart, if you go to a Target, there's employees everywhere that's checking prices and getting product out.
Yeah,
Always.
At Walmart, you just see
and
boats.
there's almost no
Yeah, you
Star
just-
Wars
Right.
other than that. Like we're saying, the Disney stuff.
Target had no Star Wars or Walmart?
Target, all the Target had was that
No,
new
that is
5-inch
shocking.
Disney line. Yeah,
Well,
they had very little.
The Target that I went to recently, they had their Star Wars set up, and I saw the few of those Rise of the Skywalker vintage line, and they're pretty nice. You know, that's about the only way I'm going to get my 3 3/4 fix. But man, that $12.99 price tag, man,
That's
insane.
steep.
That's pretty steep. But you know,
Too steep.
but I did see that those little kitty toys that they replaced the 5
Galaxy Edge.
POAs. Man, I was pissed off at that shit. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna buy this stuff because this is gonna be peg warmers. Ain't no kids gonna buy that stuff.
Listen,
yeah.
listen to this, guys. Listen to this theory. There is a theory in Disney that they are deliberately trying to detach the adult 30-year-old and older collectors from Star Wars and reset it as a children's property. They're trying to get rid of us. They don't want us buying the merch.
Wow.
Good luck with that.
And we have the money. You know, we're the ones that spend money nowadays.
I mean,
on stuff.
it's hard to believe. This is just an insane collector that I saw on YouTube. This is his theory that they are trying to not fulfill the wishes of the people like ourselves, the 3 3/4 inch guys like you, both of you who lifelong have collected that scale, hundreds of figures from different years, different lines, but they all fit in scale, right? 3 3/4 inch was the key. And for them to turn their back on that scale now with the last in the Skywalker saga,
that was a bonehead move, in my opinion. And
at least see it through one more movie and then talk about not doing that again.
yeah, they can do whatever they want to after that. I wouldn't give a shit because
Complete
at
the
least
saga. Why would you leave? It makes zero sense.
no, it doesn't. And
I don't know if it's somebody at Hasbro's doing or someone at Disney or both, but it's a bonehead move. We're all in agreement.
yeah,
for sure.
I mean, it's gonna suck because you know you like a regular 5 POA figure these days was what $7.99, and now you gotta spend an extra $5, $6, almost twice as much just to get the vintage collection. That's the only way you're gonna get a 3 3/4 figure. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're cool and all, but man, it's not the same. I mean, I don't really care for articulation like that. Y'all know that.
It's
I'm not
staying
a-
in the package. It's on your wall. You're buying it for the
Yeah,
nostalgia
that's it.
card.
Yeah, just so I can finish out the final trilogy. That's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. You know.
And now you're
So-
gonna have to wait till they go on clearance if you want to do it money
And,
wise.
and trust me, they will. They will. I mean, yeah, they'll sell out at first, but then once they restock, you know, usually the first initial run is when they sell out a lot of stuff, but then once they do the restock, that's when they peg warm. So you know for a fact that they're going to be sitting there. Now there might be a couple of key characters that will probably be harder to get, but as far as like Poe and Ray and Finn and all, you know, just the main characters, they'll be peg warmers. But the side characters, the supporting cast characters, they're the ones that are going to be kind of a little bit harder to find because they're not going to be as packaged as
So
the Rays and
secondary
Poes.
market is going to be flooded with jacked up prices on those
Mm-hmm.
because the uneven distribution that Hasbro has made, you know.
Exactly.
All right. Well, speaking of which, I went, like I was saying, I'll go ahead and move into our first topic. I did go to Target mainly for the new Brachiosaurus figure. I know David's probably wanting that more than either of us. I want it as well. I went to look for it, and my Target had it's just nowhere. I haven't seen it. I've been there like 3 days this week. I
Mhm.
still have not seen the figure. I don't even see where they might have put it because it's stocked with other stuff besides, the Jurassic World stuff. No luck for it. So ended up going to my Walmart and I ended up finding the Marvel Legends 2-pack that everybody's looking for $13 clearance. I did get the Michael Pena 2-pack with Ghost,
Mhm.
ex-Con Lewis and Ghost. I got that for $13. And you know what? They're loaded with Star Wars Galaxy Edge at my Walmart. They're loaded with that stuff too, with those 5-inch figures.
Yeah.
They got it all there. Another thing they had was the 3 3/4 inch Luke. No, not Luke. A 3 3/4 inch.
X-Wing.
It's Chewie and
Oh.
Chewie and his partner. Why am I going blank on him?
Oh, Han Solo.
Han Solo Gold. Have you seen that? It's a 2-pack.
Oh yeah, those
Yeah.
golden.
It looked pretty cool. It's Chewy. It has that old build to it, like an 80s build Chewy, 3 3/4, all gold. I don't know how much it was, but I saw that.
Well, who
Yeah,
do you think they're marketing those towards? Like, who would want that?
I don't know, man. I seen them as well. I just happened to look in a box, and that's where I saw them. Yeah, I was just being nosy, and they were all out, and I looked at them. I'm like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And I'm not gonna buy them.
I wouldn't
because,
either, man.
I mean, I have no purpose for that. I mean, there's no reason for me to have that in my collection because, as y'all know, I got all my stuff all carded and everything, and on the wall, all in order from the first film all the way through. So, what's it gonna look like if I all of a sudden in the empty space that I have that y'all seen, I get gold figures? Like what?
Gold 2-packs.
Yeah, I mean, no.
That's for those people that literally buy everything Star Wars.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine.
They have plates and cups and the everything collectors. That's what those are for, not for figure cash.
No,
I didn't buy it, but I'll be honest. Chewy looked cool. I like the
You look
Chewy,
cool gold.
but I wouldn't buy it either.
old Chewy.
Gold Chewy.
If you did, that would have to stay in the packaging.
Oh yeah,
You don't
Yeah, that's
open
one of
it,
those things.
it would get scuffed.
Paint
I
chips
don't
and
think
everything.
kids wanting to play with golden figures. I mean,
Yeah.
not that kids
I-
play with figures anyway.
Yeah,
No,
they don't. None of
Toddlers
my kids
do.
ever been interested in
Toddlers
toys.
do, but even now, toddlers are moving on to screen devices. Tablets.
Yeah. Toddlers are already on
Computer.
social media, Instagram.
They're already have 2 million subscribers. Toddlers.
They look at us like nerds. You got
That's why the changes are going through because of the toddlers have more power than we think.
Yeah,
It's
they
true.
do. That's
They're
why.
really with it when it comes to social media and technology. I got the
They're
Mandalorian too. That's good to mention.
That's a big.
Oh yeah,
I
you
was
did.
lucky enough to pick it up because they didn't send many out.
You did
There's
not give
none.
up that day, bro. I remember that day as we talked about it. How you were hitting up everywhere you could in Corpus.
Couldn't find it.
You're like, they're not.
And you know what?
There's nothing.
That was the only one missing from that wave. Everywhere you went, he was gone. The rest were still there, pretty much.
So how'd you find them? Tell us the story. How'd you get lucky?
I looked probably like about 4 or 5 places in Corpus Christi. Could not find it. And then I went home to Kingsville. I checked Walmart, nothing. I went to the GameStop. There was nothing put up. But the young lady that's always working mornings, she's really a good employee. She says, "Wait, I got a box in the back of Star Wars. You want to look through them? There's a few left."
And
And
you
sure
said,
enough,
hell
I
yeah.
went through the box. It had him in there. It didn't have any of the exclusives because there's a couple of exclusive Mandalorians, but it had the regular wave Mandalorian. That crap is going on eBay already for ridiculous numbers.
I
like
know,
crazy.
$50+.
I want to open it so I
The
can put it with my
carbonized?
Django and Boba, but I'm afraid to open it now.
What, the carbonized?
No, the regular Mandalorian I have.
Oh, I would open them.
It's
Yeah, I
gonna
would
get open.
too.
I would open them
With Django and
immediately.
Boba.
I
Well,
would
they got-
open him immediately.
They got the Brachiosaurus on eBay for $200 now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, between $150 to $200, people are asking for it. And
Both of you love Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Why would they limit this thing to Target only? Why not make it worldwide release? Amazon, Walmart.
We'd have a better chance at getting it.
What
They would
was
sell more.
Yeah.
What was the point of that?
See, but
Yeah, they would make more money.
the how this all started, this whole Brachiosaurus craze, is it started on October 1st, and that was when somebody had a glitch in the system, and everybody that was able to go to Target, they was able to scan it, and it popped up, and you could purchase it. So all day that on October 1st, and pretty much right after that, that's when all that shit stopped. You was lucky if you got it till anytime after the 1st till the release date on the 6th. We got to be real lucky to find a Target that didn't correct their system, or either that or you got denied up front, and people would try employees and everything, get all pissed off and everything. Even I tried the day before the release, I think, or maybe it was a couple of days. And usually the guy that I talked to at my local Target, he said, no, I can't hold it for you, but I understand. No, he has a job, and everything. You want to do what you can to protect your job. So, I mean, I didn't really wasn't tripping over it because one, I wasn't going to be able to get one anyways right off the bat like I wanted to because, inspection cars and everything. So that's going to have to go on hold until next pay period or something. But anyways, so now since that everybody had their first initial run, all that stuff sold out. And now here lately, it's been popping up online where you can purchase it. It's just a few at a time. So it kind of reminds me of the whole Spinosaurus debacle where you couldn't find that at all in stores. The only way you could probably get it is in the UK or somewhere from overseas. You would have to ask somebody that you knew or that you was close to overseas to get you one. And then all of a sudden Target had its initial run online. And then after that, it sold out within like 30 minutes or so. And then after a while, people started to see it popping up online. But it was at odd hours. It was like at 1 a.m., at 2 a.m., but it was like only like 2 or 3 at a time. So you would have people that would try to, even I did. That's how I was able to get one, was because it happened to be on a Saturday morning at 1 a.m. and it popped up, and I just went ahead and got one. No answers or buts, whether I had the money or not, because I was not going to miss out on this one. And that's the same thing how the Brachiosaurus is heading. So if I can't find it in the stores, I think we'll be okay, Kevin. I think we'll be all right, and I think we might be able to get one here. It's going to take some time. Yeah. But as far as I know, is that from reports that I've been reading, hearing, is that it's being restocked as we speak. So it's just slowly but surely trickling in. So I don't think it's going to be as limited as people might assume. But if worse comes to worse, I might have to go in one of my Jurassic Park groups that I'm involved in and probably ask somebody to pick one up and ship it to me or something. We'll see. Hopefully I won't have to do that, but that's the worst case scenario that I'll have to do. But I'm not about to pay $150, $200 for a hunk of plastic. If I'm going to do that, if I want to spend that kind of money, I'd rather spend something like on a vintage something, that's going to be worth it. Like one of those Sectar.
Yeah, but this species and size dinosaur has never been tackled before by themselves.
26 years in the making that we've been waiting for a legit Brachiosaurus figure. Yeah, we might have got one in the Jurassic 3 toy line, the small React Attack. Let me show you real quick. So this is the one that we got. This is the first ever Brachiosaurus toy that we got. So I do have a Brachiosaurus, so I can't really complain. But look at the scaling of this thing. So, but this is the only one that we got was when Jurassic Park 3 came out, and this is the React Attack version of it. So it does make noise, so you can hear all the sounds and everything. And so it does have a.
He would go good with the new Brachiosaurus.
I know, right?
Good.
But
he would go well like a family.
It would be a baby. You could use this thing as a baby.
$50. Do you guys find that a fair price?
Oh yeah, I was thinking more like $80 for the thing.
Yeah, you get a lot of plastic for the money.
So, but
$50. Knick-Knack guy, he got one, didn't he? Do a video on it.
Yeah, one of our buddies, Knick-Knack. Have you seen his video?
No, I haven't. I do need to. I need to find that video because I know
that some outdoor pictures with it.
And he does a ton of comparison with other waves and series.
Like he did a picture of it with his dog, and it's bigger than his dog.
And it
Man.
towers over a dog, a medium-sized dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's an impressive size toy. The Mosasaurus that I won from you last year,
Mm-hmm.
that was an impressive size toy for the price point. It was $30.
$30, yeah.
It looked more expensive than that because the real skin, the detail, the articulation, the jaw open, the teeth, the details, and now they've raised the bar up with this Brachiosaurus.
Mhm.
He's incredible. I think a lot of people, there's people buying this sucker that aren't even collectors of the
Right,
Jurassic
to
World
flip
series.
it.
Just because of the sheer amazing size,
Oh,
it's drawing people in.
because they're not collectors, but a toy like that would get them into the hobby because it's
Right,
so,
absolutely.
it's so abnormal to see one that huge in detail.
And plus, it's a nostalgia thing because people who grew up on Jurassic Park and that love the movie, whether you're a collector or not, I mean, like I said, we waited 26 years to finally get a legit in scale Brachiosaurus with our
Yeah.
figures.
Well,
May
you
not have
gotta- yeah.
may not be in scale with the Kenner stuff, but at least
Right.
it's in scale with any of your 3 3/4 figures that you can play with.
Why would it not be in scale with the Kenners?
Because the toy line is specifically designed to be in scale with 3 3/4.
And Kenners 4 or 5?
I think it's 4.
But regardless, it's any time of growth in that animal's life, he could have been a size that was.
Yeah,
It didn't have to be a full-grown animal.
If they
Maybe
were
it's
my
adolescent.
toys, I would use it. If I had that as a child, I'd use it with my Kenners. But
Mhm.
let me say one more thing on this. Let's all talk about the fact that the Brachiosaurus was in the iconic scene in the original film.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one of the first animals they see.
Yeah.
Right. Other than the raptor killing the guy in the cage, so you didn't have a full view of it. When they see those Brachiosaurus in that meadow, like that scene, can you talk about the feeling as a child seeing those dinosaurs on screen? And
I get goosebumps every time.
And the CG was so spot on, like it was insane.
Yeah. Oh, it seemed real. It seemed like it was real footage.
Yeah.
It still holds up today.
That's crazy, right? That something like that, like a 90 or an early 90s can hold up. Because
Better than what today's movies are.
I
Yeah.
would love to see that scene recreated with toys.
Yeah, and it can be done. Someone will do it.
I know it's hard to get one, but imagine if someone had like 3.
Oh, I mean, trust me,
Smaller
there.
ones sprinkled in there, and they did the grass, and they had I'm talking like a huge dial, like several yards.
I mean, trust me, there. I've seen people picked up at least about 2 or 3 of them. Like the average going that collectors that I've seen is average of 3 per household. Just
That's
because
cheap. Compared to a hot toy, that's cheap. There's people out there that drop way more on figures.
That's true.
Yeah. So
I don't know where they get their money
Plastic
from.
and articulation. The jaw articulation on that thing alone is pretty damn good looking.
yeah. And
That's
the
off
thing
to
is,
Mattel on the Brachiosaurus. Give us a
there's a lot.
next, Mattel. I challenge you. Do the Brontosaurus.
Yeah, the Apatosaurus or Brontosaurus, or it's either way, it's the same thing. Apatosaurus,
That's
Brontosaurus.
fun.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the next big dino that we need. That would be from the Jurassic World films, the Apatosaurus. In the first one. That would be a nice one.
Sperm whale. Stick a sperm whale in there. We're done with that one, Kev. What's our next focus point?
All right, moving on to Walmart, picking up our NECA line. I know that Dave said that it's happened in the past. It's pretty awesome since we lost Toys R Us and Target. Picked up NECA from here and there, sometimes not. So now we might possibly have another store to pick up NECA figures. And it looks like the price point's pretty similar to Target.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen any in my Walmarts in my area within 50 miles, but I've seen some of our friends showing pictures of it. So that's pretty interesting. Have y'all seen that stuff? I think you did, right, Sam? Eric?
I did. I saw two It's, the Pennywise. I don't know which one. I think it's the one that comes with the crab legs.
Yeah, the big guy. Yeah.
The ultimate version.
Yeah.
That'd be the one I want to get.
He was only $29. Is that
He's
right?
impressive looking, yeah.
Yeah.
How much was the one you bought at GameStop, Kev, last year?
Oh, that same price. It's
29.
$30.
And this one comes with so many more accessories.
Yeah.
You always get your money's worth when it comes to accessories with NECA.
I really do.
Yeah.
Compared to every other adult figure company, NECA loads you down with accessories.
Yeah. They're pretty consistent. That's one thing about them. They're consistent. It makes you think, if we're going to go, say Marvel Legends, you go to GameStop for Marvel Legends with tax, you're going to spend $25. Why not drop the $5 more and get a quality NECA figure every now and then when you can? I mean, what's the difference, right? A few bucks, and you're getting some impressive sculpting, very, very iconic. Like the ones I saw lately that almost drug me in was when they did my favorite Alien movie is not everybody's favorite, but it's Alien Resurrection, when she becomes like a clone. And that really iconic scene, like when she's playing basketball and she beats everybody up. Anyway, they have her with the basketball, and they have that hybrid alien also at Target for sale from that movie, and it kind of pretty impressive.
Didn't you recently run into some NECA aliens when you were in Heroes and Fantasies?
Yeah, there was a ton there.
Didn't they have the queen even? They had the big queen, the big old.
Yeah, they had the queen. That one's in the hundreds to buy the queen.
It's super detailed, though.
Amazing. Yeah, that's definitely one that I think would look good.
That is a centerpiece, is it what you would call it in a collection?
Yeah, for sure.
Build a collection around a piece like the
get the loader, and you could do a whole display scenery there. It would look amazing. Yeah, it's
hundreds of bucks, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 5 years ago, Walmart did have NECA, and I remember buying the first NECA that I bought from them. It's the one in Walmart that's across town where I'm at, and I did buy Godzilla 2014. Bought that one, and then I was able to pick up RoboCop, and I was able to pick up the Terminator endoskeleton one, and I think I might have bought one more. I think it was a Pacific Rim figure.
Oh, yeah.
I think, Gypsy Danger. That's the one I bought. So I bought like about 4 of them. Yeah, I bought like 4 of them there. And I kick myself every time I think about it, but I should have picked up the Dawn of the Apes movie figures. They had Koba. Yeah, they had all of them there. They had Koba, they had Caesar, and I should have, because they were cheap though. At that time, 5 years ago, they were actually $19.99. That was the price point. Now you get figures that are like $24.99. They went up $5 5 years later. Yeah. But at that time, I don't think it was a yearly thing. It might have been a seasonal thing because those figures didn't last very long. They were there, but they probably weren't even there no more than 6 months, and then you never saw them again.
Were they in the toy aisle or somewhere else?
They were in the collectibles aisle up front, in the front of the building. You know
where the cards are, like where cards.
Yeah. Yes.
They were not kept in the toy aisle then.
Nope.
Where boys' toys are. This was lined up in an area for adult collectors.
Yes, sir. Yep.
I never saw that in one of my Walmarts. I don't know about you, Kev.
I didn't either, but
I would have noticed that.
And the Planet of the Apes is something I also would have loved to have seen back then. Those characters are so amazing. Now you see them carded or in the blister pack that they came in. It's ridiculous prices on second market.
Yeah, that's why I never got them. I'm like, fuck it. I missed out, Yeah. Unless if you find them at a pawn shop or flea market or something, or if you know somebody that's just trying to get rid of it in a lot that doesn't mind selling cheap, that don't give a crap about that. So, but the only way you're gonna get them now.
They are nice. Yeah, I do have like some, like the 2000 or the 99 Mark Wahlberg Planet of the Apes. I've got quite a few of those loose and carded. I like those as well, but those NECAs were like incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you boys think? Say we ring the bell and we talk this week in pro wrestling news. Because
there you go.
Halfway point.
In the ring with our wrestling segment.
This is a new segment. This is going to be weekly, guys.
Yeah. we all are too big of fans to not at least speak about it a little bit every week. And I have, like I said, I'm very limited on how I watch my TV series, but we have this package on Hulu where we get all the regular television. So I'm getting to see SmackDown and AEW Dynamite like on a regular basis now, which I'm very happy about. And
now, I was under the impression, correct me if I'm wrong, I was under the impression that SmackDown's no longer working on Hulu. Is that not true?
I saw it unless it's an older episode.
Okay.
I still see it being advertised.
I don't know. Since Fox took over, you have to see. I had to watch the premiere last week on the Fox Now app.
Fox Now.
It was free to register because I have a provider.
Yeah,
you watch it.
I guess
watch the highlights.
Raw is still on Hulu.
Raw is
because that's on SmackDown. That's on USA. So Raw and NXT are on Hulu still, but SmackDown, I believe, has been moved to Fox now.
Hulu has a lot of add-ons, though. You can get almost every channel.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Let me see.
There's other Fox shows on Hulu, so why not SmackDown?
Yes, I have SmackDown Live here. It may be let me see.
Does it say, because they changed the name again now. Now it's Friday Night SmackDown. When it was on USA, it was SmackDown Live.
My most recent was in Indianapolis, October 19th. And let's see.
October 2019, perhaps?
Yeah. October.
Last week's episode.
October 19th, which last I have last week's episode on here.
So that
SmackDown
came out and attacked Brock. You want to talk about that a little bit, Dave? The last signing with WWE?
Say that again.
Cain Velasquez has signed with the WWE. It's an old rival of Lesnar's. This is a man who beat Brock Lesnar in the octagon in reality.
And took the belt away from him
in
at one
premeditated pro wrestling.
Yep. I remember that. And that's what retired him, to have him come back to WWE. Well, not that fight in particular, but that was one of the
anyways. He lost his belt. He lost his UFC belt again.
Yeah.
But it was fun to see that because it wasn't like they tried to play it off as it wasn't like a fair, because he went down with diverticulitis and had some section of his intestine removed.
That's true.
And then when he came back, that dude whooped his ass.
Lesnar went through hell and came back from it and still fought.
Right, but he wasn't there, so I think mentally he wasn't all in there.
I do remember them tearing down the fight as it was happening, and they said Lesnar looked like a semi-truck with no driver.
Right, he was scared. He was running away.
His tracks, his hits were all telegraphed, and Cain easily just dismantled him.
Yeah, but I guess the storyline goes is that I don't know if he is in real life, but apparently Cain Velasquez is Dominic's godfather, and Dominic,
the son of Rey Mysterio, for our listeners who don't know.
And so apparently, I think they were wanting to have a segment set up to have the showdown at WrestleMania for 36. WrestleMania 36, I think, is the next one that's up. Or
that sounds right. 36.
WrestleMania next year. But apparently, it's either one or two things. Either he's going to have to miss it because he's going to have Cain, that is going to have full reconstructive knee surgery, and if he does have that, he will be missing the entire show. Or the other option is he can have minor surgery and be okay and be back in time for WrestleMania. So we'll see how that plays out. But on a side note from that, if y'all remember, I don't know if y'all seen the tweet that Jericho had sent out about him. He said, "Hey, who's that skinny fat guy?"
Yeah.
Apparently, Vince McMahon is not happy with the way Cain looks and wants him to be ripped and everything. So
yeah, Brock is impressive.
Does Jericho have any room to talk though?
No, he
Jericho
doesn't.
doesn't have any room to talk. He
Since
goes off
leaving
and on.
WWE, he has put on a lot of weight. He's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I read the same thing you're talking about with with Vince, and the pictures are showing he's got a little belly on him. He's flabby. He's not impressive by no means, you know. And then you look at
His
Brock,
arms, though.
he's in bulky shape. But I can see where he's coming from. I mean, that's part of the entertainment part. You want to look like a badass, you know. You want to physically look. Just because you can fight doesn't mean you can go in like remember what's his name, Roy Big Country.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always fat with a big belly.
But hey, he got some wins though. He could fight though.
Oh, he's got knockout power. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
I
He's
wonder if
almost-
Kane,
But for WWE, you gotta look
Yeah.
good. It's more looking good than they're not gonna let him go and kill someone, pummeling him to death. You know.
I wonder if Kane is mentally ready for the pro wrestling, the way pro wrestling fans troll the athlete.
Right? Yeah.
It's
He's ready
different
for
than the UFC audience.
He can go to UFC and fight right now, but WWE, you have to look a certain way. It's just part of it. They don't want fat chicks, you know. They want beautiful women, except for the one fat monster. There's always one allowed.
Yeah.
Same thing with the guys. You need to be in shape.
Well, look at CM Punk when he wrestled. He wasn't no cut up dude. He was just a regular average guy, you know.
Toward the end of his career, he was like maybe 5% body fat. He was so lean. He was a good diet.
If you get big in wrestling, you need to have a gimmick.
Man, have you? I don't mean to change subjects real quick, but I just now when we're talking about body types, have you seen Scott Steiner lately? I just watched a YouTube video with him wrestling some guy in the indie show. Oh my gosh, that guy! He could still suplex. He'll give you a belly to belly suplex, but man, it takes him 5 minutes just to get up from it. I swear. I mean, he should have been done like 10 years ago.
He's beyond that point of being done.
And he has no arm mass. I mean, he doesn't have no mass at all. Like, I mean, he's still a big dude. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't have no kind of mass like he did, say 5 years ago per se, or 10 if that. It's just like it's sad, you know. I mean,
real quick before the wrestling segment's over, let's go to Kev about his thoughts on the last 2 episodes of AEW's product on TNT.
I actually very much enjoyed it. You know, I think they're doing really well. It's really clean episode they do. Both of them have been really good.
You like the presentation?
They're putting in a lot of the characters. The gimmicks are great. You know, they have a lot of talent. I think everybody's putting on a great show. Really, I like
the production. Well, it doesn't seem like an indie show. This seems like a well-produced.
This is high production. This feels like another WWE. It really does. That's how well it's done. You know, the belt looks amazing. They've got if you don't pay attention, you know, they're commentators they took from WWE.
Yeah.
So like you're hearing WWE.
And what's his name? Tony.
Schiavone.
So you're hearing it. You know, maybe you're not thinking WWE, but you're putting WWE quality with AEW because that starting off, you got those voice talent. You know, then you got these Jack Swagger. You got some big characters in here. I think it's way bigger than like a TNA setup, you know. Or
and you said even their women division is very solid at this point.
Solid, impressive, yeah. They have a big gal. I'm forgetting her name off the top of my head, but she was the women's champion. She's a real heavy set girl, but powerful. She freaking power bombed a dude, you know, last night. She got a dude. She almost dropped him on his head. She tried to pick him up. She lost him. She slowly, gently put him down. Then she picked him back up and power bombed his ass, knocked him out. It was impressive.
Are you talking about the transgender woman?
Well, I don't know if she is, but I would agree with it
because they do have a transgender woman there, or a man going into a woman.
All right, before we go to Dave's Corner, we're running out of time. I do want to mention tonight on SmackDown, Friday Night SmackDown, which is on Fox, is the draft. So the draft is going on, and for the first time, you can actually be drafted to NXT, even though you are on the main roster. So that's a new twist.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody got any draft predictions, Dave? Like, what do you think any of the title holders are going to change? Do you think right now Shinsuke, who is a SmackDown athlete, has the Intercontinental title? Do you think him and the U.S. champion, which is AJ Styles, you think those two could flop? Or
More likely, if anything was to happen, I probably would say that AJ will probably still be on Raw.
Mhm.
Shinsuke might go ahead and if they were smart, they would move Shinsuke to Raw too as well. But he would have to drop the title to someone from on SmackDown, which I don't
yeah,
think
you
would
can't
happen.
take that belt with you.
Yeah.
That belt stays on SmackDown.
But I wouldn't be surprised either way. So, but I think a smart move would for him to go to Raw since he has been on SmackDown for a couple of years now.
And yeah,
And,
since his debut, after he climbed up from NXT, he went right to SmackDown.
Right. So that's just the way I think about that. Yeah, he should probably go to Raw, but it wouldn't be surprised if he still stays at SmackDown for another year or so, or whatever they decide to do with him. So
One main talent I'll name, and that's Finn Balor, has elected to go to NXT. He's leaving the main roster and going back to NXT.
that's good for him.
Running for Adam Cole, who has that belt.
Yeah. So that'd be a good matchup for him. I mean, that would,
Undisputed Era is pretty much ruling NXT right now, unchecked.
that's
They have
their
all the straps.
yeah, that's their moneymaker.
That other guy has the North America title. What's his name? He was in Ring of
Roderick
Honor.
Strong.
Yeah, he's got that one, and then the other two have the tag titles.
Oh, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Undisputed Era is controlling NXT right now, unchecked.
Mm-hmm. That's their moneymaker right there. That's why they're still there, is because that's where they're building the show around. That's who they're building the show around. And
Adam Cole and Balor go back to the Bullet Club and New Japan. They have history.
mm-hmm.
Bullet Club members. So anyway, that's all I have on that. Before we go to Dave's Corner, I don't know if you have anything else, Kevin, on pro wrestling.
No, not at all. I like the fact that, like, you think about SmackDown, like you were saying yourself, oh, this is the main event, and then I think of NXT as like, kind of you're working your way up to make it to the main stage. But with this possibility of switching talent back, that'll make it one of, like, it'll be even kill with SmackDown and them. It could be a big show. Like, I think that's what they're trying to make it. Why would they allow talent to evenly disperse three ways? It's going to be one of the big shows now, and not just new talent.
Yeah.
Oh, one final note before we go to Dave's Corner is the last AEW Dynamite show dropped in ratings. What does that tell you?
Or a little bit.
I don't know how much it dropped, but it did drop.
It was lower than the first show.
Yes.
Well, that's to be expected. There's so much anticipation. So many people watched to see if it was going to fail or not.
Probably.
So, you know what I mean? Haters of AEW that don't want to succeed, they probably didn't come back for episode 2.
Yeah.
Kevin doesn't like that. He's enjoying that product. And because Kevin likes it so much, I'm going to try and watch it. I'm going to try and see.
Well, I'm a wrestling fan
How long
overall.
is it anyway? Is it 2 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dynamite.
Oh. I another thing before we move on is I'm a fan of wrestling in general, so I give all products a chance. If I could watch Impact, I would still do it. If I could watch Ring of Honor, shit, I'll do that too. I mean, wrestling is wrestling to me, and I think it's healthy to have all these promotions because, like you mentioned before on our previous podcast, that like Booker T said, Vince can't sign everybody, even if he tried to. There's no way, I mean, look at how many wrestlers he's got now and who's being advertised and who isn't. So if he's not doing anything with what he's got now, what makes you think he's going to do something with anybody else? And he's real picky about who he wants. Triple H, if he likes you, he'll showcase you. But Vince, on the other hand, if he doesn't like you, he'll bury you and try to get rid of you no matter what. He'll keep you on to prevent you from going anywhere else.
A good example of that is Ty Dillinger, who is run by Sean Spears in AEW. Look how that guy's career has changed since his jump from WWE.
Yeah. He's an all-natural heel.
He's in that conversation of like he's in contention for the world title in that brand.
It's good.
Nothing in WWE. When they moved him up to SmackDown, he was wasted.
Big time. I probably only saw him like maybe 3 or 4 times the whole time he was on SmackDown. That was it. Yeah, I mean, it's bad. So,
Yeah.
And also, it's also creators' problem too, because if they don't have anything for you, if they don't know how to use you, then what's the point of being there? There's only so much you can put into somebody. That's a good thing about Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman coming aboard is they know who's good and who's going to make it, who's not. So that's why they have the people who they have forefront, like the Ricochets and the Apollo Crews and stuff. Now you see more of those people now than you have in the past couple of years. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Y'all ready to move on?
What we have left is for
Now
you.
it's time for
All right.
2 servings of Dave's Corner
transition.
in 15 minutes.
15 minutes. All right. So those of y'all have been following this podcast, you know about Dave's Corner, so I won't need to go into it any more than I should. We're going to double up on it, and at the end, we're going to close it out with our 31 Days of Horror. So let's go ahead and get started. So the past couple weeks for October 8th, the new releases for Blu-rays and DVDs, the main ones were 2 main movies that were in theaters. One was Toy Story 4, and the other one, it was Annabelle Comes Home. So I have yet to see either one of those, so I don't know anything about it. My wife, on the other hand, she did see Toy Story 4 while she was in California, and she absolutely loved it. So we'll have to give that a watch eventually. And as far as I know, I think it might still be playing at the $2 theater, but we'll get to that here in a minute. Annabelle Comes Home. I haven't seen it, but I did hear that it was pretty good. I, on the other hand, as far as that franchise goes, I hated the first one, but I did enjoy Annabelle Creations. So that's a movie that I like out of that. They also got a 3-pack for that franchise as well, the Annabelle franchise, should I say. But other than that, as far as on the 8th that was released, just basically more re-releases of old movies like Sergeant Belko, Fatherhood, Monster, things like that. So nothing really exciting of that. And as far as next week goes, on the 15th, the big movie out of this one would be that movie, the alligator movie Crawl. So that will get a release on that. And I don't know if it's got a steelbook or not. I'm not seeing it, but if it does have a steelbook, you know me, I gotta get a steelbook of that one. But other than that, again, it's just more re-releases of older movies that have been released countless of times. They do have a couple of releases for 4K as far as Scarface goes, and the Ron Perlman's Hellboy, American Gangster, the Denzel Washington one, that is. And also, I think Dave Bautista's comedy movie, Stuber, is also being released as well. So that's pretty much it as far as that goes for the home video aspects of that. So let's go ahead and let's go see what's been released. No, in theaters, should I say. I know that last week, the big release for last weekend was Joker. So, look like we're almost out of time.
10-minute warning.
But
Joker.
Joker was the big release for
Yeah,
last week.
Can we talk about the box office numbers on that real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
I thought you had something in front of you. I don't. I know it's big. I know it broke Venom's record from last year.
I think it was 93 million.
Wow.
It beat what
It was
Venom
like
last October.
yeah, it set a new record for October release ever. So
I did read something. You'll enjoy this, Kevin. The most searched video type on Pornhub right now is Joker porn.
yeah. But as far as release goes, the movies that are out now is Joker, the animation for the Addams Family, Gemini Man. I do want to see that one.
Who's playing the couple in Addams Family? The voices. I know it's somebody familiar.
It's Oscar Isaac, Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Huh?
Poe Dameron is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oscar Isaac.
And then you got Abominable, Downtown Abbey, Hustlers, Rambo Lost Blood. Yeah, pretty much same thing. It Chapter 2, Ad Astra, and The Lion King is still playing in theaters. So as far as the $2 movie goes that are out is basically Toy Story 4, Angry Birds 2, 47 Meters Down and Caged is a $2
I want
movie.
to see that. You saw that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I saw when I was in California.
Yeah. Have you seen that one, Kevin? The second one?
Yeah, I've seen it already.
Oh man, I'm jealous.
And then Spider-Man, Secret Life of Pets 2, and then the couple of foreign films. But other than that, that's it for home video release and theater releases. So I know that none of us had. None of y'all have seen Joker yet, have y'all?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
This weekend.
Well, we're gonna have to, so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
Next week.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe next week.
Maybe this Sunday.
Maybe.
I think it's a must see. Definitely.
But I will say this weekend, we did get tickets to go see the 40th anniversary of Alien. So real excited about that. So that's going to be one of my
theaters, huh?
Oh yeah. That's going to be
was terrifying when I was younger.
We'll be seeing that on Sunday. So that's our Sunday venture.
I watched like this as a kid.
So that will be part of which will lead into our final topic, will be part of my 31 Days of Horror. So if y'all remember the last episode that we did, we issued a challenge to our audiences to do the 31 Days of Horror. So we're going to start off with you two guys, and then we'll finish off with me. We'll close out the show. So my question is, how have y'all been doing with y'all's 31 Days of Horror? Harry, let's start with you first.
Start with me. Very low expectations. We watched the second. What was that movie, baby? The Ring 2, where you watched the videotape. I had never seen it before back in the days. I remember what a big deal that was when it came to the U.S. How popular.
Yeah.
The Ring was. The second one was so bad. It was so unscary. It still had those really awkward scenes where the girl would make such stupid decisions as a mom, a person, and like you would really question where her head was at, so I saw that. And anything else scary? I've only watched.
Hey, at least you watched something. It's better than nothing. At least you tried. You tried.
Probably has way better stories to me. You guys saw Killer Donuts. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, Kevin, why don't you go ahead and start off with your stuff?
All right. So I've actually, on top of the numbers, to be honest with you, today we're October 11th.
Regularly, you have.
On these 11 days, I've watched more than 11 horror movies. and I've watched my own picks right in the beginning. But this past week, we have so many more opportunities with streaming services like free, like Tubi. So every time I saw David kick a movie out, I went and watched it because it was free. Like the most recent one, Killer Saurus. Oh,
Yeah.
but everything he watched, I went on Tubi and watched that day he said it. I did watch others too. Like I watched the original Child's Play. I watched the reboot Child's Play. I've watched all the Annabelles again. I've watched some other. Oh, I watched House 2 this morning, and it wasn't even like a scary movie. It was weird.
It's kind of more of a
because it was
like
in the
more comedy.
yeah, it was more comedy. It was funny. They had Grandpappy that was like 200 years old, and he looked like a zombie, but he wanted to go party, and it was just weird. But yeah, I've probably watched, but I do that. I regularly watch those kind of movies, so it wasn't too much of a for me. But it's
this is not much of a challenge. This is just your everyday.
David made me spend money because I got on Amazon Prime and I bought the Killer Donuts for $2.99. That was to buy, not rent.
The digital copy?
I bought a digital copy of it.
Sweet.
$2.99. I would rather buy real donuts for $2.99.
It wasn't a lot of money to waste either. And it was funny.
Was it worth it? Was it the $2.99 worth it?
It was worth it.
I've been wanting to watch The Shining. Sam really wants The Shining.
Oh, that's a great one.
I own it on physical copy.
Have you seen it, Harry?
The sequel's coming out. No, I haven't actually.
Oh my gosh, Harry, where have you been? Under a rock?
That's a classic.
That's a classic.
I didn't watch much horror growing up. I had parents that loved me and they didn't let me watch that.
My parents must have been sick. They let me watch Freddy Krueger my whole life since I was a baby.
Yeah.
I want to see it because the sequel's coming out with Ewan McGregor, Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, that should be really good. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor, he doesn't sign up for just anything. If he's on board with the project, it's special.
But now y'all got to watch Shining before the sequel comes out, so you can.
I have to. Yes.
Yeah.
We want to pick it up on Blu-ray. 4K would be better, but Blu-ray will work.
Worth it. It's worth to have.
Yeah, that's a staple in anybody's horror collection if they want to start collecting.
We're coming on the 1 hour mark, Dave. You got to tell us what you've watched these last 12 days.
Okay, well, the last 11 days that I've watched was the first one was The Attack of the Killer Donuts, which I have to get on physical copy. I gotta have that one. That movie is beyond amazingly horribly good. And the other ones that I've watched, forgive me if I forget some of them because I know I am. I did watch Killosaurus, like Kevin mentioned. That was horribly good, and also I watched both House 1 and 2, and also let's see, what else did we watch? Watched Frozen, the one with Sean.
Is that like a skiing trip gone wrong?
Yeah, the one with Sean Ashmore, the one that the guy who played Iceman in the X-Men films, and go figure, Iceman couldn't survive the frozen weather.
Yeah,
but that's a good one.
To be in this movie, I was Iceman.
Yeah, but I would recommend that one if y'all hadn't seen that one. That's a pretty good movie. And also we've watched. Let's see, I'm trying to think. I should have got my list together.
I couldn't remember. I'd have to.
Midsummer. Have any of you watched Midsummer yet?
No.
That's by the guy who did that one that came out last year that was really twisted. Hereditary.
Yeah.
The same director of Hereditary did Midsummer. It's out now on home video. It's supposedly really disturbing.
Oh, I did watch a kind of a cheesy Bigfoot movie called Night Fright. It came out in '67, and that was actually pretty decent for what it was.
As old as it was very watchable.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. I mean, it came in one of these little horror packs that my wife got years ago, and I don't think we watched all of them. And that was one movie that she picked and saw and thought it would be a good one to watch. and it was a random pick.
I love reading her comments after you post what you watched.
Oh, she's like, oh, this was,
It's the same thing my wife says.
I only watched half of it. It was so bad. Like her comments were so real.
My wife says the same thing. That one, the Crocosaurus or Crocodilius, I forget what it's called, man. That one's the one that started off with the two lesbians right away. They were out like in the swamps for no reason, having a date. It was good.
I'm sure it was, and it wasn't because of the crocodilia.
He threw the munch.
But yeah, those are the only movies I can remember on top of my dome. Next episode, I'll update everybody. I'll be sure to have my list ready. So,
Snakehead. Have you seen Snakehead? That was weird. It was about this big old
Snakehead
fish.
Terror. Yeah, I saw
They
that on
ended
Sci-Fi years ago when it first came out.
They were feeding them. It was like HGH, human growth hormone. They were dumping into the lake, and the fish were getting kingled on. It was pretty good.
I'm sure it was.
But remember, I said that I watched one that was the worst. I want to put a challenge out before we cut it off. If any gut body can watch Night of the Killer Roost, what did I call it? Rooster.
Were-rooster.
Were-rooster. Yeah, if you can watch the Were-rooster one, that is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. If anybody can watch
It sounds bad, dude. Really.
Win.
I'll have to look it up here pretty soon.
Hey, before we wrap this up, let's shout out the one-man toy show, Brad Campbell.
Shout out to Brad.
Kristen, Hot Cheeto Fingers, longtime supporter since episode 1, both of those guys. And everyone else who's listened, even if this is your first one, we thank you for tolerating it.
Mr. Justin Osgood.
And let us know what you want to see, what you want to see less of, and what you want to see more of. Give us your feedback.
What we can add, yeah, definitely.
We can take it.
Oh yeah,
we're big boys.
We got a big girl panties on, so.
I don't.
I don't know that.
What'd you kill?
Because your wife is next to you doesn't mean you have to.
She's laughing her ass off right now because
what, you kill a cheetah? Big old cheetah underwears. All right, I guess that's it then. So make sure to give us all check us out on YouTube while you still can. Check out
He's on YouTube. I'm on YouTube.
I'm on my phone. See how it gradually diminishes? YouTube top and the phone.
Yeah, we're trying.
I think this is fun using. Shout out to StreamYard, man. This is such a great app.
I love it. It's so nice and easy.
If you're looking for a way to talk to your homies online, and you're bummed that Hangouts is more complicated than it should be. This
StreamYard
simple.
Everything's nice and clear. I could hear everybody clear and everything.
Right,
I even had to turn my volume down just a tad bit because Kevin and Harry were so loud. I was like,
we're loud people. They just put up and deal with it. We're louder than life.
And the good thing is I can use my headphones too. So,
and the beauty of it is Kevin and I are on laptops. He's on a phone right now. And
we work just fine.
And yet it works so seamlessly. I mean, shout out to that developer for making this product for people.
Yeah, this is the way to go for sure.
Too.
Since Hangouts kind of let it down.
Saying that. Send us money and we'll keep saying that.
Hangouts.
Next week we lose access to StreamYard.
StreamYard rocks. Crack rocks.
You got any last words from Leonard Toys?
Oh yeah, shout out to Leonard Toys for making such awesome figures.
Make us a sperm whale already, would you?
I want him to be our sponsor. Like I see some people have Toyco. I want Leonard Toys to be sponsoring us.
Yeah, we want a promo code for Leonard Toys.
Shout out to Leonard Toys.
You go to the Walmart checkout with a Jumanji figure and say, I got a promo code from the Savage Podcast.
Yeah. So that's going to drop it from $5.
They're like, I don't know what you're talking about. They scan it and put it in the bag. That's how it works, guys.
When you're
Just
with your promo code,
Buy
it's
a
still
Jumanji
$7.
toy and say you have a
Savage Podcast.
code.
And the promo code is Savage.
Savage.
No,
You gotta say it like
the
that.
promo code
Savage.
is Big Girl Panties.
Big girl panty. Hashtag big girl panty.
There you go.
/ StreamYard.
I'm telling you, man, if Lamar does sponsor us, Harry's going to get all the figures. He's going to leave me and Kevin out in the cold.
I just want a 3 3/4 inch scale sperm whale. That's all I want.
And he's going to say, his
Bigger than
sperm
the
whale ain't got shit
Brachiosaurus.
on me.
They were like, "Are you sure this is not the Jaws figure you put out?" Nope, that's the sperm whale. Same mold.
Make
Same
my
mold.
sperm whale.
Hey, they are making Meg too, so hopefully they can hear this and make a Meg figure.
I
And
want
everything.
a submarine and a sperm whale 2-pack versus
That would be amazing.
the Nautilus
Oh, yeah.
versus the sperm whale.
No, what they need to do is they need to hit you up with the Asylum, the movie studio Asylum that makes all the mockbusters, and they can
Yeah.
make all the crocosaurs and
Remember, kids, the number one thing on Pornhub right now is Joker porn. Do not use that promo code at Walmart.
That gets you something else.
Joker porn.
It's over. This is a wrap. We're out.
All right, guys. So until next time, true believers. Episode 6 in a row. We'll see you in episode 7.
Okay.
Everybody, peace.
Peace.
Oh, you didn't have to leave. I could just end broadcast.